witches, welcome back to the mat and welcome to day 12 of this Wake the Witch yoga journey. Today's flow is dedicated to all my summer witches out there. This flow is entirely inspired by sun magic. So while the moon is reflective and introspective and soft, the sun magic, the energy that comes from the sun, is proactive, it's energizing, and it's very powerful in how we can use it. When it comes to spell work, sun magic can be used to help manifestations. It can be used to help spell work dedicated towards action, so promotions or love or success, and it's really used for emotional transformation. So this is autumn. We are in October. In Wales, it's been raining since June, so the summer has kind of passed us. But today we are going to call upon this sun magic by working through a few rounds of our Surya Namaskar, so our sun salutations, used in yoga to help re-energize the body, to help strengthen the body, and also to help strengthen the mind. So I don't have any particular number of rounds that we're going to be doing today. It completely depends on how fast or how slow you go. So you can take it slower than I am, you can take it faster than I am. We're just going to work as many rounds as we can for 20 minutes to get up that heat and to really embrace that summer witch within. So to begin with, Coven, you're going to come all the way to the top of the mat. Roll shoulders away from the ears, flip the palms forward, activate your Tandasana, so tuck tailbone under, tuck the last rib in, and all together we take a deep breath in through the nose. And slow breath all the way out. Rooting down through the feet, connecting with the heavens above through the crown of our heads. And just bringing ourselves into this present moment, the space where true happiness exists. So as I said, in today's practice, we're going to work through 20 minutes of Surya Namaskar, our sun salutations. So gorgeous, simple movements that you can intensify, that you can soften, but completely use to awaken our souls, to awaken our energy chakras. So before we start to make our movements, get lost in the flow, I would like you to remind yourself of what your intention was on day one, what your intention is for this 30 days of yoga journey, waking the witch within. Remind yourself in the mind, and then once again seal it with your breath. When you're ready from here, we inhale. And we exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep those arms up and overhead. Find a mini back bend, bring the hands to touch in prayer. And then exhale to bend the knees and swan dive to a forward fold. On your next inhale, fingertips to the mat or hands to the shins to gaze forwards. On your exhale, plant the hands down, step it back to plank and take your first vinyasa. Press off the toes, drop from the top or drop from the knees but lower all the way down. Inhale, create length in upward facing dog. Exhale, come to meet me in downward facing dog. Round one is done. So aiming to take a 5 breath hold between your salutations. Before we gaze to the top of the mat, take one big step forward, take a few little steps or jump forwards. Inhale, create length. Exhale, bend at the knee, sweep those arms up and overhead. And then bring it back to heart center. So we're going to take as many rounds as we can of that movement, keeping it simple. If you'd like to soften it out, you can skip any vinyasas. If you'd like to intensify it, maybe you take a chaturanga where you only lower down halfway. But go as fast as you like or as slow as you like. Get lost in your movement. We keep it going. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back to plank. Press off the toes, lower all the way down. Inhale, create length in upward dog or cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Beautiful. Before we take our gaze to the top of the mat, take one big step, take a few little steps to bring yourself forwards. Inhale, create length. Exhale, bend at the knees, reach those arms nice and high to the sky. Take it back to heart center and just keep this movement going. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, create length. Exhale, hands to the earth, step it back to plank. Take a vinyasa. Inhale, create length. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Keep your breath steady, Coven. As we lift our gaze to the top of the mat, take one big step forward or jump forwards. Inhale, length. Exhale, reach high to the heavens. And then bring it back to heart center. Keep it going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Step it back. Take a vinyasa. Start to feel the heat come into the body. Start to feel connected to your body, to your breath, to the magic of the sun. Get lost in this movement before we make our way back to the top of the mat. Inhale, gaze forward, create length. Exhale, reach hands to the heavens. Back to heart center. Remembering at any point you can take a breath. You can take a break or keep going. Lowering all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Make your way, witches, to the top of the mat. Inhale, create your length. Exhale, bend into the knees, reach the hands high. Bring it back to heart center. Ooh, arms start to ache. We keep it going. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step back to plank. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Remembering at any point you can drop those knees to tabletop or child's pose. Or you keep flowing by stepping to the top of the mat. Inhale, create length. Exhale, bend at the knees, reach the arms up and overhead. And then come back to heart center. Ooh, feel the heat. When you're ready, inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa. Beautiful. Oh my God, I've forgotten how intense this is. Hips to the sky. So in some traditions, you will do 108 of these in one practice. Over on my memberships, we did a 10-day 108 challenge of sun salutations, which was very intense. Whew. But this is one of the beautiful ways to wake up your yoga practice in the morning, or if you need a boost in vibrations, or even a witchcraft practice, by connecting to that summer witch within. When you're ready from here, gaze to the top of the mat, take one big step, take a few little steps, bring yourself forwards. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, bend at the knees, reach those arms up and overhead to prayer. Bring it back to heart center. Yes, taking a break whenever you like, or you keep going with me. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back to plank, take a vinyasa. Hips to the sky, meet back in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Before we step all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, bend at the knees. Roll body to standing, reaching arms up and overhead. Back to heart center. Take a break or keep it going. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, meet me in downward facing dog. Beautiful witches, feel the heat before we walk our way back to the top of the mat. Inhale, gaze forward, cradle length. Exhale, bend at the knees, roll body to standing, arms float up and overhead. Yes, and then bring it back to heart center. My arms are shaking. Take a break, keep it going. Inhale, reach to the heavens. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back to plank. From plank, take your vinyasa. Beautiful. 2 more breaths in downward facing dog. Before we gaze to the top of the mat, jump step, walk your way forwards. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, bend at the knees, roll body to standing, reach for the heavens. And then bring hands to heart center. I'm going to give myself a quick 10 breath rest here. If you'd like to keep going, you can keep going. If you want to take a breath with me, you can do so, witches. Remember, this 30 days is entirely based on what you and your body and your spiritual practice needs. Just a little bit of fun. If you're resting with me, 5 more breaths. Before we inhale and we exhale. Ready to keep going. Inhale, reach hands high. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, plant the hands down, step it back to plank. From plank, press off the toes, lower all the way through vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. 2 more rounds after this. So gaze to the top of the mat, walking, stepping, jumping forwards. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, bend at the knees, roll body to standing, find your length through the fingertips. Hands come to heart center. 2 more rounds. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, plant the hands down, step it back to plank, take your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. One more round. After this, we have got it. Gaze to the top of the mat, walking, stepping, jumping, falling your way forwards. Inhale, length. Exhale, bend at the knees, roll body to standing, float arms up and overhead, and then bring it to heart center. Final round, feel that heat. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back. Press off the toes. Final vinyasa for day 12. Lower all the way down. Inhale, create length in upward facing dog. Exhale, bend at the knees. Tuck toes under, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. When you're ready from here, take the gaze forward, jumping, stepping, walking forwards. Inhale, create length. Exhale, bend at the knees, roll the body to standing, sweep the arms up and overhead, and then bring it to heart center before relaxing your arms down by the side, coming into Tandasana. So today, if you'd like to keep flowing, maybe you press pause here, put on some music and keep going. If you're ready to close this practice with me, then take a moment to cool down the breath, so get back in control of your inhales and your exhales. Before we seal this practice with one final deep inhale, filling the lungs, filling the belly, and at the top, sigh it all the way out. Bringing the hands to prayer at heart center and take a little bow, chin to chest, head to heart, with love and with gratitude to ourselves for coming to the mat, to this online coven for this support and energy. And from me to you, thanking you for joining me here today for day 12 of this Wake the Witch practice. Thank you so much for flowing with me in this short, sweet, spicy, simple Surya Namaskar practice. Connecting with sun magic is something that is really gorgeous, especially to do over these darker months. Find that little bit of heat so we can really keep that light burning brightly through the darker months and allows us to get back into spring. So although I am hands down an autumnal witch, I really do love connecting with that summer magic and that summer witch within. I would love to know how you got on, how you enjoyed today's flow. Comment below, send me a message on Instagram, tag me in the stories, you know the drill. But thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you here again tomorrow for day 13. Blessed be, witches.